knowing myself, if I was there at such a time, what would be my story? What would be your story? Hi friends, it's Sarah here, the mother of nations, the advisor of nations. I'm bringing to you the table of thoughts, dialogue number 2. But before that, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone who took the time to watch the the very first table of thoughts, 1 hour long. But thank you for standing through it and watching it. I also would like to thank you for those who gave me feedback. I've not managed to integrate it this time, but I will sure work on it to make sure that it's incorporated for the subsequent ones. I also recognize those who valued my input, to find it worth to share it with your friends, with other people around there. And I welcome you again to do the same, because there's not just words spoken just like that. This is a word of the season. People need help. People need healing. If this word speaks to you, if this discussion encourages you, I also encourage you to reach out to others by sharing it. I also appreciate those who connected with me regarding my advisory and dispute resolution practice services. And I cannot wait for us to grow together in this, because I also just started out. That said, I cannot even continue without submitting this moment, this time, this discussion before God. I'll again pray, decreeing and declaring that all the airwaves are clear, that I speak under the open heaven of heavens with a pure download from the supreme good, the Lord God Most High. King of glory, Lord of hosts, please empower me and command the release of the host of heaven to undergird me, to disseminate this word fruitfully, to destroy any works of evil against this message, or against your people, against the world that you so dearly love, that you sent your Son Jesus Christ, that none should perish but have everlasting life. Let the angelic army clear and support my lines of divine download, utterance, and all the communication. Let understanding be created. Let there be light, healing, prosperity, restoration, undefiled love over the entire world, over North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica, and Africa, in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everything you've done to encourage me to even to be able to share with you this second dialogue. The questions posed in the first solutions table dialogue were, first of all, whatever is playing out before us, is it racism, or is it something that is masquerading with the face of racism? The other question was, are you black? Are you white? But as of today, I'm going to be responding to the very first question in the segment to make it bearable, so it's not too long. So I'm going to be dealing with the question of racism. But to share a little bit, last time I shared with you my background, so you may know why I'm saying what I'm saying and what angle I'm emanating from and sharing what I'm sharing with you. I talked about the gaps that I witnessed during the Floyd turmoil. I also introduced my line of work in dispute resolution and the advisory services, as well as closed the discussion by sharing with you, encouraging those who are struggling to contact me to see how I can assist you. Hi, Nelly. So please, again, if you are struggling in the areas of forgiveness and reconciliation, please feel encouraged to reach out to me. Even if you cannot afford it, but you're going through these issues, feel free to connect with me. All right. So all out there, I hope that you are breathing and you're shining your light. Do not stop breathing. Do not turn out your light. No more blackout Tuesdays. We need your light to shine. No more I cannot breathe masks. We need you to breathe. We need you alive. Who is we? We is me and me and me and me and entirely me, absolutely me. You are valuable. You are more than worth all the goodness there is. I can't imagine, what the likes of Rosa Parks, Nelson Mandela, Dr. Luther King Jr., and many other unsounded voices encountered in their struggle for equal treatment and the execution of just laws towards the livelihood and well-being. As for me, I probably might have broken the pressing rules, maybe to drink on one of those illegal fountains. Maybe I might have forcibly sat on one of those prohibited buses. What would be your story? What would you have done? What is your call at this time? Okay? I'm not gonna take any more of your time, but let's go further. Let's get to dive right into my call today. So here's the question again. Whatever we are witnessing in America, playing out in America right now, and some other parts around the world, as that racism or something else masquerading with the face of racism. So let's start here by defining the word race. What is race? According to Webster Dictionary, race is a grouping of humans based on shared physical or social qualities into categories generally viewed as distinct by society. The term was first used to refer to speakers of a common language and then to denote national affiliations. So basically the idea here is that the root of race is the shared physical or social qualities, then subsequently went into incorporating national affiliations, but again, based on common language. The essence of it all here is commonality, that which builds people together, the building block of society. So now looking at the big deal here, the issue that is disturbing us, the issue of racism that is wrecking the world. Let's define it. What is racism? Again, according to Webster Dictionary, racism is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism that is directed against a person or people on the basis of the membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Now, my question is, how did division come to flourish from the healthy root of the common, beautiful, healthy building blocks of society? Think about it. Something must have gone wrong. There is a quote that states, Can both salt and water flow from the same spring? Also, can a salt spring produce fresh water? In other words, can a good root produce bad fruit? Possibly. Also denoting that some bad branches, in that case, have to be cut off. How does this interchange of norm happen within our society? For something good to start birthing out the bad that is destroying our society. Let's go further. Racism is further defined as the belief that different races possess distinct characteristics, abilities, especially so as to distinguish them as being inferior or superior to one another. Think about that definition. Let me repeat it. Racism is defined as the belief that different races possess distinct characteristics, abilities, or qualities, especially as to distinguish them as inferior or superior to one another. Do you see how things are now deviating from the common good by elevating some or undermining some? Those who possess certain special qualities or characteristics or abilities are presumed to be superior, while the other side of things is demeaned and undermined. So what is likely to come from the other side, which is experiencing that oppressiveness, that side which feels demeaned or diminished in some way? I call on you to think about this, please. Again, recall the definition of race is based on commonalities, the similitude of qualities, values, languages, affiliation within the society, the shared good within people. Can we trace that right now with what racism is spilling around the world? What happened here? In James, this is our shared from the biblical, this is a biblical quote from James chapter 3 verse 12. It says, "My brothers, can a fig tree grow olives or a grapevine bear figs?" If we connect this scripture reference to the definition of race and racism, we would surely assert that the word racism is rooted in the word race. And in other words, the bad is rooted within the good. When did the good tree start to grow fruits of racism? I'll give you a story. That analogy that will drive the point home. I am reminded of this book. I don't know if some of you have heard about it. It's called Animal Farm. When animals on the farm detested the human beings, they call them the two-legged people. So they combined effort towards destroying the rulership of human beings on this farm. Their struggle was successful. They kicked out the farm owner and all the people who were working on the farm. But something bizarre happened. Something weird happened later on. Some of the animals started to echo, 4 legs are good, but 2 legs are better. And they even went further to start walking on 2 legs rather than the 4 legs that they're naturally created with. Weird things happening. Overturning their natural order of things to now opt for things that they detested initially, and they worked together to oust. Now they're replaying the same things. What is that? 4 legs good, but 2 legs better. Imagine animals walking on 2 legs. And even the animals which earlier on detested being whipped by the humans started walking around on 2 legs and with a cane whipping the others. They even changed the rules in order to make the rules to align with their own liking, with disregard of what the other animals really wanted. So now we are seeing the categorical change in things, whereby the contestations of the whole, of the majority, no longer matter. It is all about who is better here. What is superior here and who is inferior here. And they forgot the word that they're all animals.